Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Please comment, subscribe, folks. Comment, subscribe, like the videos. Also, share the videos. I want to thank everyone that does like, watching, and share my videos. You folks are the absolute best. Listen, folks, there's a link tree down below. Has the links to all of my social media platforms. Please go down there. Follow me across all my social media platforms and talk to me because I'll talk back. Also down there as well as links to all of my YouTube pages. Please go down there, subscribe to all my YouTube pages, and turn on your notifications so when I post content, you folks will be in the know. Listen, folks, Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern, I'll be doing a live radio show right here on this channel. We'll be talking about the Jets. We'll be talking about the upcoming preseason game. We'll be discussing the things that's going on with the roster. Call in. I take live callers. I love going back and forth with you folks about this football team. So with that said and done and put to the side, I've come to talk to you folks today about the New York Jets offensive line. Oh, yes, there's some news that we need to discuss. There's some news we need to discuss. There's some things that are moving and shaking up front for the New York Jets. We're also going to be talking about training camp, okay, and the happenings that's been going on. A lot of exciting things, you know what I'm saying, going on with the New York Jets, and I'm fired up about it, and we're going to have this discussion. Listen. We're going to start with the Jets offensive line news first, okay? It's official, all right? Mekhi Becton will be the New York Jets starting right tackle, okay, in the upcoming preseason game against the Giants, all right? Wow, all right? I'm hyped, man. I'm hyped, all right? Here's a guy that's been working his tail off to get back. We know he's been through the situations with his knee, missing the 2 years and the surgeries and getting back physically in amazing shape. Not just physically, but also mentally getting back together. And boy, every single time that Mekhi Becton has been out on that field, he has been dominant. Man, he's been dominant. This recent game against the Bucs, woo! I came on, I did a video, I said, listen, there's no denying him. Everybody knows I love Mekhi. I'm a big Mekhi Becton fan, been shredded in the past because of it. But there was no denying him after that game, all right? And this guy was dominating, albeit with the twos, he was dominating, okay? And then the screams for him to get work with the ones got louder and louder and louder, and here we are today. So Mekhi's finally going to get that starting right tackle spot. He's going to go out there and do his thing. And, of course, he's going to be getting work with the ones, you know, in the rest of camp and handling his business here. And it was amazing, man. It was amazing to hear from Mekhi Becton as well, speaking with the media today. And he talked about how the way he found out that he was going to be the starting right tackle in the upcoming game was he just found out in meetings. They just kind of told him, you know, and he was like, all right, cool. But he's not resting on his laurels. He said, you know what? The job's not done. The mission is not over. I've got to go out there and continue to dominate and let everybody else know in this league, put everybody else on notice, you know, and I'm paraphrasing, put everybody else on notice that I'm that guy, I'm back and I'm here to stay. And it is what it is. He also talked about, you know, going through the situation that he's gone through, that there was a lot of dark times that he went through. We know he was surrounded by a lot of negativity at one point, right? Of course, the knee injuries, there was a lot of issues. The media was on top of him. The fan base was on top of him. There was rumors swirling that the coaching staff was unhappy with him. And, of course, there was a lot of uncertainty going forward with him as well, you know, just personally, individually, because of the knee injury and the uncertainty of his, you know, his career in the league. Was he even going to be able to continue? And that took him to a lot of dark places and dark spaces. And the thing that was really the guiding light, right, the shining light in all of those situations, the thing that he could look to really draw inspiration and motivation from was his child. He talked about the birth of his child being like the best thing that's happened to him in these past couple of years, and how looking at that young child every single day motivated him to get up and just continue to work and grind and push all of the noise to the side and get back out on that field and show people what time it was. He talked about how, hey, he talks to his child. Of course, the child is so young, he doesn't really know what he's saying, but he, you know, lets the child know on a daily basis that, you know, you're the reason why I'm pushing forward, because I want to make sure that you're straight, you know. So that was exciting to hear, man. A lot of people get motivated in different ways, but to hear that child is pushing Mekhi Becton and driving him, forward, man, he is going to be a force to deal with this upcoming season. Everybody knows I'm a big Mekhi Becton fan. All right, but let me tell you something. He's going to show people what time it is. Now, as we continue to talk about the offensive line, Dwayne Brown. Wow, there's talks about him. I believe this came from Coach Sella, where he talked about Dwayne Brown at this point, as I'm recording this video, is in Houston, and he's working with people to make sure that he gets medically cleared so that he'll be able to play coming soon. We don't know exactly when. That hasn't been announced. I don't know if he's going to be playing an upcoming preseason game. I'm guessing that he won't be. But they're working to get him, medically cleared so he comes off with a pup. Wow, that'll be big for the New York Jets offensive line as well, because to this point, it seems like he's going to be the Jets' starting left tackle. All right, so we'll see what happens going forward with Dwayne Brown. Again, to this point, he has not been, pulled off of the pup list to this point, but they're working on that. Now, ATV and Laken Tomlinson should be out there as well. It should be ready to go. We know they've dealt with some things too as far as injuries, but there's also talks about another offensive lineman that has shown some interest in the New York Jets, and that's Jason Peters, man. Wow, Jason Peters, veteran offensive lineman in this league. At one point, he was unbelievable, right? He was and he's still, a guy that is talented, absolutely. A guy that's up in age, but he can still play on this level. And he's come out and shown some interest in playing for the New York Jets, possibly. Talked with the guys on Good Morning Football. And they asked him about the Jets, and he said, hey, if they give me a call, I'll show up and I'll show out. He also continued to speak and spoke on the fact that he's willing to coach young guys, and if they need him to sit down, he'll sit down. He's willing to come in and do his job. So it's interesting. We'll see if the New York Jets take him up on that offer. Again, we all know the value of solid veteran offensive line depth. We saw that last season, okay? We had guys that were going out left and right, and we were pulling guys up and moving guys around, and a lot of, we had solid guys to be able to step in and hold the fort just enough. Listen, Jason Peters is a guy. He played tackle. He also played guard. He can come in here and do some things. So if we can get Peters for a vet minimum, I think that would be a great move for the New York Jets. Comment down below. Let me know what you think about that, all right? Let me know what you think about it, but I think Jason Peters would be a good name to bring in here. Now, as we move on to camp, listen, Breece Hall was on the field on 11 on 11. And let me tell you something. Breece Hall is getting the ball, and he is cutting and running, and he looks like nothing happened to him, bro. He don't look like nothing happened to him. I don't know what planet he's from, but that man is not human. There's no way. There's no way, man. He looks unbelievable. So he's back out on the field again. It's going to be very interesting to see what the New York Jets do once they get into the season with him. If they just try to, give him the load early and say, hey, go out there and do your thing. Or if they, kind of slow play it, or what they're going to do with him in that situation. But his knee looks fine. It looks like nothing happened to him. But again, the coaching staff and those doctors, I'm pretty sure, are going to be very careful with him. But boy, Breece looks unbelievable. Aaron Rodgers also spoke to the media as well, talked about, the fact that he's going to play in this upcoming preseason game against the Giants. He said that he had a conversation with Coach Sella, and they were a little nervous because, again, they hadn't officially kind of spoken with Aaron about the situation, about him playing in the preseason, and they didn't know if he would be willing to do that. They thought it was going to be more of a tug and pull kind of situation. But, Aaron let them know, hey, I want to do it. Let's do it. I'm in agreement. I want to go out there and play in the preseason. Of course, we know he hasn't played in the preseason in a minute. I think it's like since 2018. But he understands, hey, new guys, new place. We got to go out there and get some chemistry. Even Sella spoke about the situation as well with Rodgers going out there. He didn't say exactly how long Aaron Rodgers would be on the field against the Giants in this upcoming game, but he did say this. He did say that he wanted to have them out there, that the offense out there enough time to be able to implement some adjustments and see if those adjustments will work. Now, I came off the bat saying, hey, one series for me would be fine. Like, I want a series with Aaron Rodgers. I've been talking about him playing in preseason since the start of preseason. I wanted to at least see him play, a game where he played a series. But to me, when I hear that, that sounds like it's going to be more than one series. So we'll see what happens going forward, right? We'll see what happens going forward with how they handle the situation with Aaron Rodgers against the Giants. And, of course, he was questioning about, hey, Aren't you concerned about the possibility of Aaron Rodgers getting hurt? And he just said, listen, you can't coach scared. You, you can't coach scared. He's got to go out there at some point. And the last thing you want to do is have this offense, get put together. Everything's looking good. And then the first time they all play together and try to get any type of, continuity or try to gel or try to build any type of momentum is, September 11th when you got to play against the Bills on prime time with all the lights on. And now you hoping that everyone goes out there and just understands everything and the adjustments all at once against a team that is really good and looking to assert their dominance in this division. So, I'm right there with Coach Sulla. I don't want to see that either. I would like to see Aaron Rodgers, go out there and handle his business and just try to get some type of momentum going here. So it's exciting again to hear that he's going to be playing against the Giants. So comment down below. Let me know what you folks think. How do you folks feel about Mekhi Becton getting named starting right tackle for the New York Jets in this upcoming Giants game? What are your thoughts about training camp, man? How you feeling about Breece Hall? I know y'all seeing Breece Hall as well. Does his appearance change the way you think the New York Jets should handle him? Because, whoa, he's been looking real good, man. What are your thoughts about Aaron Rodgers as well playing in his final preseason game? Are you concerned? How long do you think Aaron Rodgers should be playing as far as series, a quarter, 2 quarters? Let me know. So comment down below. Let's go back and forth. You folks have a good one. Peace.